A journey of 1,000 miles must begin with a single step.
Let's get it. What is happening, gang? It's your boy, DBGTX-YT or DB, the Weave Guy, if you know me from Twitch. How's everyone doing today? Welcome back to another edition of Saint Seiya's Shining Soldiers Review, weekly review. Every week, 5 to 6 o'clock in the morning, we go ahead and go through every single layer of the new patch and talk about the new stuff added to the game for the week, including PvP, ranking events, new methods of getting Cosmo Crystals if there are new methods, exchange shops, all that good stuff. So we break it down, new affinities, you name it. This is the show for you if you enjoy Saint Seiya Shining Soldiers, if you like reviews, if you like to be up to date but you haven't had a chance to really play. This is where you want to be at. And I'm hearing some interesting news around the grapevine, so without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in real quick. If you've been playing, these guys have been handing out Cosmo Crystals left and right for different things. Like if there's a certain birthday coming up for a particular character, gold saint, you know, silver saint, bronze saint, things like that, they're celebrating it here in the game. So they're giving you 100 Cosmo Crystal based off that. They'll tell you whose birthday it is. Pretty much logging in now, it's showing you exactly, you know, what we got, what we don't got. So first and foremost, let's start it off just like we always break it down. Let's go ahead and dive in. All right, first of all, we have a new Surplice, which is Camus, another freezing unit. So the freezing units are getting shown a lot of love in the past few days. These characters don't usually have amazingly strong attack speed. They're always somewhat of about one down, give and take, from being top speed. So I still haven't seen a freezing unit that has a speed 9 attack. I believe Hagen has one, but outside of that, everybody else is speed 8 maximum because of the freezing ability and whatnot. And then also let's check to see if they have something new and compared to the other Camus. So we got up here, reading up here, as you guys can see, Surplice, he's a red skill blocker, can reduce spirit defense, reduces the main character's warrior spirit defense with his charge. Look at his team effects and passive effects. Essentially what they're saying is that the higher ranking you have, the more spirit defense passives you're gonna get down to the enemy. So this unit is amazingly good as a bench unit to bring down the enemy's defense, especially with a lot of people's usage of Mu and Saga Online or Gemini, which are spirit attacks. Their attack powers are extremely high. These can help because if you just so manage to win the 1,000-year-old war, if you have a speed 9 attack and you have these bench units like this, for example, you're gonna probably mollywop all these characters because they're gonna be essentially, as you can see right here, 33, 33, 33. If over time you're doing the math, you're essentially getting 100% of your spirit get knocked down. So by turn 3, give and take, by turn 3 or turn 4, you're pretty much half as far as your attack power. So amazing passive is really good. Course special spirit defense down for one enemy is the team effect, so even if you don't use them, it still brings it down by 29%. But if you use them in the fight, you'll get a 29% and you also get a 34% off the bat. And as time goes along, another 34% on the spirit down. So if you're able to tank a few hits, it's more than likely your opponent is going to lose after turn 3. Verdict on it, whack. I was hoping that he'd have a secondary color, but he doesn't have a secondary color. This is essentially an affinity banner. So I'm surprised that they didn't add this alongside this affinity banner, and I think that they just ran out of ideas. They don't want to give us another God Claw, so due to that, they gave us Aquarius Camus on a separate banner as an affinity. Trash. This one is a surprise. This one comes as a surprise a little bit in comparison to the other ones. Since we do have a solid new in the game. This one comes a little bit of a surprise, but the one that we've been waiting for is a new Scorpio, and we got the new Scorpio also, so let's go ahead and check that out. Here we have the Affinity White, Scorpio Black, so on and so forth, and let's see what we have. Aries Moon White, Spirit Attack, Processor, Speed 9, Charge Skill. Of course, we already know that. Okay, so the Crystal Wall still has the same thing, so but instead of just boosting down the opponent's physical defense, I believe it was physical attack, bringing down their physical attack with the Crystal Wall. This one, what it does is lower down the spirit defense and brings up my spirit defense. So if you read it right here, compared to the other ones, it increases own spirit attack by 8,871 for 5 turns, and then skill charge B, of course, is the healing. Skill, and this one is a little bit higher than the original unit, so you can heal up to 13,000 HP for the main warrior. But of course, the pinnacle of everything is right here, which is Charge Skill Black. So the Charge Skill Black at a speed 9, 39 attack, and him being an attacker, this shit is going to take an insane amount of damage unless you set it up to reduce spirit attack. Solid. Look at the team effect. You got team critical up, spirit attack up for the main character, spirit attack up for the main character, spirit attack up for the main character. So all of these are kind of similar to the white, to the blue one that we originally had, where you get like a increase the spirit attack when you switch out, all that good stuff. But these right here, essentially, you don't have to switch out. That's the difference. This one, they start on a certain turn. These spirit attack ups start on a certain turn. You see what I'm saying? Like if you use it, if you want to use him as the main anchor, this starts off at turn 2. You see what I'm saying? This starts off at turn 3. So if you're able to get through the first 2 characters, which more likely you will, if you have a setup of 2 moves, it's gonna be fucking over, bro. It sounds disgusting, but it's the truth. Milo is back finally with a new affinity. He's all black instead of all green. In this, we have the same techniques. We still have the Scarlet Needle. We still have the Antares, and then we still have the restriction. The difference between the other one and this one is that this one is actually bringing your physical attack up. You see what I'm saying? So that's something that the green one is actually works in the opposite. I believe it brings your physical defense down. So it's essentially the opposite. That's all I can tell you guys. I think it's the opposite. It's the total opposite compared to this version of him. And the difference between that version and this version is that version is a supporter and this one is an attacker. So being that that's a major difference, that is telling me that this particular Milo here hits hard. He's a glass cannon. I feel that he is a glass cannon. He's going to be taking a lot of damage with his Scarlet Needle, compared to the green one, who was okay with the attack. I'm thinking that that's how they got it set up. Him being an attacker compared to his other unit, or else he'd be useless, because as a team passive, his physical attack up at 24%. But if you have another character that's already doing that for you and can be a better character overall than him, in the sense of affinity, then you're probably gonna end up doing that. But if you end up pulling him and you don't have a character that can give you physical up, or gives you all the benefits that this is going to give you as an attacker, then this is the character you want to add to your unit. And if I pull him, I more than likely will add him. I'll add him. Outside of that, there is no new effects that came out this week. Generally, for the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks, every time they release something new, they've come out with a new effect. They came out with, of course, the stun effect. They came out with the burn and freeze together with Hagen. So there's a little bit of that, but as far as this one, there's nothing in there. And that's all we got with the banners here when it comes down to the new characters that we're summoning. We have the Deathmatch birthday campaign, which is of course the information in the Cosmo Crystals that you got when you first logged in for the 100 Cosmo Crystals. There are going to be special missions related to this in Cosmo Chronicles, so when you do them, you get a little bit of extra Cosmo Crystals in that regard, so make sure you tune in, look in for that, and all that good stuff. Here we have the Gold of the Baron Descends. This is the Cosmo Chronicle regular event, the tablet event, and whatnot. Just like every other week, we get a new one that you go ahead, you do the missions in there, the critical missions, you know, and they give you about 50 Cosmo Crystals per each, and if you do the other side stuff, you get some more money. This is exactly the same thing as always, so make sure you go ahead, get it knocked out the park, because by getting them knocked out the park, you make that bread. You make that bread. That is easy money right there. And of course, like I mentioned before to you guys over in the mission section, you'll have your daily missions and special event missions that needs to get taken care of, like here, in order for you to unlock, you know, silver scrolls, in order for you to unlock more cash, in order for you to go ahead and do things like that. It's simple, it's straightforward. That there's really not much to really think on as far as the daily things to do in the game. It's still the same. So here you have it. The one question that everybody's always asking is, when is PvP coming back? And I believe that this week is PvP week. So Thursday, stay tuned, because Thursday they may open up the doors. But if they don't open up the doors on Thursday, that means that next Tuesday is going to be PvP, and this week is a bye week, which means that trash. Yeah. Overall, how do I feel about this week's patch, this week's update? I don't think that they touched upon anything new technical wise. So what that means is some characters might have gotten nerfed, other characters haven't gotten nerfed. Honestly, I don't think that they're nerfing anybody, because that is illegal to nerf cards. So what they do is that they add new affinities and new things like that in order to make one card less useful than the others as time goes along, and as they make new units and all that good stuff. So to those who think that cards can get nerfed, they can't get nerfed. They can get buffed, but they cannot get nerfed. That is illegal based off the Japanese trade system for that. So just thought I'd put that out there. Just thought I'd put that information there for a lot of people who've been thinking, oh well, you know, Mu is gonna come nerf this time, or this character's gonna. It's illegal. That's it. That's my final input that I got there. I'm gonna go ahead and knock out these missions like always, and then I'll be posting up my super Cosmo summon on the channel. So make sure you guys go ahead and sub and continue coming through and hosting, because we got the juice when it comes down to Saint Seiya Shining Soldiers. And as far as my review goes for this week, this is a 7 out of 10. Is it a drop ball? Not really. Is it something groundbreaking like the past 2 weeks where they were just giving us Cosmo Crystals left and right? No. I'm very disappointed that they dropped Camus as the banner, as the face banner or the feature banner. Nobody else with him. I have an issue with this only because of the fact that he doesn't have a speed 9 attack, so a lot of other characters are going to go first. But I'm assuming that his spirit defense is extremely high already, so he's going to be able to tank those other attacks and be able to attack. Unfortunately, he's a solid red, so that doesn't help, because that means you either have to fight against people who are solid reds or greens, and so if somebody uses a blue, you're assed out. Oh, drop ball there. That's a 7 out of 10. Of course, God of the Baron is still up. This is where you want to be at. He is the top God Claw right now. No lie. There's 2 God Claws out there that a lot of people said that they're really amazing, which is Mu and then this one. The other ones have been slightly disappointing. So if you got the money, you got the chance, go after it. That's it. That's all I got. Holla at your boy. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, and I'm out.